to my channel, Maze's Life, where I'm terrible at managing money, but trying to get better. So with today's video, I wanted to do another vlog of my part 2 of what it's like traveling for work as an HR analyst. This is me waking up that morning at 7 a.m., showing you what the outside of my hotel room looked like. I did not mean to have so many vlogs in a row, but I just have been so busy. I went on a trip to visit my family, took a week off of work, and then I jumped back into several other projects. One that involved me traveling for work, so some of this footage is actually from this past Monday when I had to go to the city. But on my second travel days, these are the days that I'm going to go home. I only ever spend usually one night traveling. There are opportunities for me to travel more, for more days, but I like it how it is. But once I'm all done getting ready, I'll head on over to work, and then I'll go back into that same empty office that I work in. I picked up breakfast this day from the hotel, and it was disgusting. I thought I was being healthy by getting that juice and the ginger shot. I had never had healthy juice and a ginger shot before, and I never will again. Now you can see it right there in the corner. I did not throw it away. I ended up taking it home, and I used it to marinate some chicken with, and the chicken was amazing. It was a mango turmeric drink, and then the ginger shot was ginger, cayenne, and then I added some, onions, some tomatoes, some curry, some other seasonings, and it turned out to be a really good Indian-inspired chicken dish. But here at work, like I said, I do several things around the office, but I can't necessarily show you that. But I can show you here. I'm in a meeting or a training where someone's talking, but it doesn't apply to me, but I still have to attend. So I am just organizing that desk. The keyboard that was there was broken, so I swapped it out. I had my headphones in, so I'm listening to what they're saying, but it doesn't apply. So I'm just getting my work and whatnot in order. My second travel days are my favorite. On my first travel days, sometimes I will come in with one of the managers. Sometimes I won't. But on that first day, I usually have to get there by a certain time because I like to plan parties at this location. I hardly ever plan any parties where I actually work most days. But whenever I come into the city, I love to plan a party. But after I get done with my meetings and what I need to do, I then head downstairs to the grab some lunch. No, actually, this day I went to grab a different breakfast. I went to head on over to the Phil's Coffee that I went to the day before because I was starving. I will not try and be healthy again. And then I went back up to finish more work. Things that I do that you don't see me doing here is around lunchtime, the managers that are there in that office, they all leave. And so it's just employees and staff. Maybe one or two managers are still there, but they keep to themselves. And so I will go walking around and talking to the different staff, even though I see them maybe 6 times a year. Everyone knows who I am. I love to talk. I love to get to know people. That's why I'm good at my HR job. But I also, he didn't know this about me, both of my parents were in the military. My dad just retired at 37-ish years. And so talking to people is what I always did, so I have no problem with it. And so I love to just walk around, meet people, ask what they like to eat around the area. I know for breakfast and lunch, I usually stay close and grab the Phil's Coffee. And on these 2 days, I grabbed Subway for lunch. But I usually will grab Chinese food or Vietnamese food. The day before this, I grabbed Ethiopian food. And then this day, I grabbed some mojarra frita, some fried fish. And then I walked around the city. And then I started to make my way back home. So this is a little walk to the BART station. I tried to film in a way that you didn't see any unhoused individuals, but there are quite a few in this area. This day I left early because this is some film footage that I got from this past Monday, December 1st. But when I originally filmed this was back in November, I typically leave super late. And I leave late because if I stay late, then my job will pay for my dinner. That's it, really. If I get on the train before 6 a.m. and if I get off the train after 6 p.m., so 12-hour day, then they'll pay for my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner. So I take full advantage, and I just end up getting home late. But that's fine because I don't have anyone waiting for me at home. Like, I don't have a husband or kids or a dog, so I'm more than free to stay a little late for a $25 dinner. Here I am on the elevator because the escalator is broken, and I hate taking the elevator because it just smells like pee. When you take the elevator, you're in the elevator with a worker, so why it still smells like pee, I am not sure. But it's disgusting. But I only did it because the escalator was broken, and you have to walk down several flights of stairs to get to the underground BART station. So this elevator was working so I could get to the next level of underground. But like I said, I always prefer the escalator. I got a little nervous filming this clip because there's police just walking by. They make me nervous. But there they are right there. But typically, this platform is crowded with people. And you have to kind of maneuver in a way so that way you can get on first so you can get a seat. But this day, maybe because I left early and everybody was still at work. I think I left around, I left right after lunch. Right after I grabbed myself a Subway to eat on the train. But yes, there is me. You can see the reflection. I'm wearing a different outfit. That's because it's a different day. But yes, there is me headed back on the BART. It's not a pretty view. There's always construction. There's always unhoused individuals from the scenery or from the view. But I don't know. I always just feel like I'm going on an adventure. When I was in college, my first couple of years, I did not have a car. And that was when I felt the most adult, if that made sense, because I had to make it work. I had to get on several connecting buses. I had to walk for a mile or more late at night. I was always stranded somewhere because the bus or the trolley was, running late, sometimes hours late. But the fact that I still was able to do it in a day, go home and wake up and do it again the next day, I felt like such an adult. And now that I can just drive somewhere, I'm like, I'm just driving somewhere. I'm just doing the errands. Like, I have to do it. But it's easy. It's simple. But when I had to take the trolley in San Diego and then the bus, I felt like such an adult. And then here's me walking up the steps to the Amtrak from the BART. So this is an older clip, so you can see it's at night. But I just wanted to put in this clip because you can see how alone you are at night on the train station. The BART is crowded, but the train, specifically the Amtrak station, you're just there. And it's always creepy. So this was filmed November 7th, but December 1st, which is the clips of me returning home in the daytime, those are that trip that I returned in the daytime was so much better, and I could see why my managers and the other managers leave early. Because being on that Amtrak at night is always very sketchy. And it's always raining, so you can see I'm walking through puddles. But anyways, back to the footage from December 1st, because the footage from the previous time I visited in November at night, you couldn't see anything out the windows. And I wanted to show you what I see. It's just a bunch of wineries, a bunch of trees. I love it. I'm surrounded by wineries. Even where I live, I can just go as close as 15 minutes away, and I have wineries, or they're just buildings where wineries can go to sell wine. Love that. But
to the stations, step off the train, wait by any bench. Station personnel will be by with shuttle cars to assist passengers with a need. If you need assistance stepping off the train, please let the crowd rush off first. And once the crowd rushes off, conductors will make it to each and every car to assist passengers that need assistance stepping off the train. Once again, let the crowd rush off. Just get your seat momentarily, and then conductors will make it to cars to assist passengers off the train. This is Sacramento. Thank you for choosing Amtrak.
Alright, what I will say though is that the view from right here on, though, at night is a lot prettier because everything is colored or covered in lights, and it just kind of looks romantic, like in a movie scene, driving into the city with all these lights, and you don't see any stars. We're too close to the city to see any stars, but yeah, I'm gonna miss this. I think I might get to travel 1 or 2 more times before I eventually leave for a promotion, hopefully. But yeah, I just thought this was a cute sight to see, and I just kind of wanted to film this to remember. I don't post on social media a lot. I don't take a lot of videos. I never take pictures. Like I traveled to Norway. I didn't take a single picture. Same with when I went to Cancun. I don't think I took more than 2 or 3 pictures. That's because I used to have a stalker at one point. He has since stopped stalking me ever since he had a completely different run-in with the law. I'm not going to go into that, but I just got out of the habit of taking pictures and taking videos and posting certain things. So I kind of wanted to use this videos and channel as just a way to remember the good times and where I've been and then where I'm going to go. But alright, that is it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.